Deep in the jungles of Mexico, the Aztec people are in trouble. Life is chaotic as people are dropping dead from a mysterious illness that is sweeping through the population. People are turning yellow, experiencing hallucinations and convulsions. They have blood running from their ears and nose. This disease the Aztec people name Cocoliztli, which means pestilence. This plague wreaked havoc on the local Aztec population. It killed somewhere between 5 and 15 million people in the 16th century, which was around 45% of the native population. Historical texts suggest that the disease was a kind of hemorrhagic fever similar to Ebola. However, modern scientific evidence suggests that the plague might have been caused by salmonella, a consequence of the European conquest into the New World. The Cocoliztli epidemic swept through the indigenous population in Mexico. It devastated communities, killed off whole villages, and changed the face of Mexico forever. Scientists suspect that the vectors for the Cocoliztli plague could have been rodents, which can carry salmonella, and might have been either living in Mexico at the time, or hiding out on the European ships that arrived with explorers. Rats would infest European exploring ships during medieval times, which would allow them to travel long distances and bring diseases to new parts of the world. Mexico saw its golden era from 250 to 750 AD. There was rapid development, and Mexico was host to some of the most advanced cities in the world. The Mayan population was also developing rapidly in this area. As time went on, and foreigners showed up bringing their diseases with them, the population saw a massive decline due to illness and oppression. This time in Mexico was one of the worst human catastrophes in history by percentage, with 80–90% of the entire indigenous population died out. These people, having never encountered this disease, had no resistance to the pathogens and due to that, were not able to fight off the deadly diseases. During the time of the Cocoliztli, Mesoamerica was experiencing severe droughts, which lasted for lengthy periods of time. These droughts had major impacts on the surrounding climate, as well as the native population. Surprisingly, the Cocoliztli popped up during the short wet periods that occurred within the drought. This pattern of dry and then wet periods is a model that has been observed for other diseases, which gives scientists more context as to the Cocoliztli plague. Around the time of rain, during the middle of these droughts, rodents would come out of hiding and begin to live among the populace again, which caused disease to spread as people came into contact with them. This plague, which killed so many of the people living in 16th century Mexico, was a large factor that led to the collapse of the Mayan and Aztec civilizations. Unable to cope with the massive loss in population, the once bustling cities soon became bare and abandoned. Now they stand as a monument and a reminder of the glorious empires which dominated the land before European explorers and their diseases arrived on the shores. The Cocoliztli plague was one of the worst plagues in human history and is largely unknown. It swept through the native population, a consequence of the European expansion into the New World. The plague can serve as an unfortunate historical reminder of what happens when a population is unprepared for something and caught off guard by foreign powers.